The film starts with a narration about how some musicians are said to be so powerful with their music that they can conjure spirits from the past and the future. However, this power can also attract evil. Clarksdale, Mississippi, October 1932, Sammy Moore drives to a church, looking beaten and with claw marks on his face while holding a broken guitar neck. He enters the church to the shock of the other attendants. His father, a pastor named Jedediah, tries to help his son and tells him to give up music and repent his sinful ways. Sammy just clutches onto the guitar's neck. One day earlier, we see Sammy working on a cotton plantation while humming a song. The other workers there ask him to sing for them, but Sammy refuses. He goes back home to his mother and wakes up his other siblings. Sammy's cousins, twin brothers Elijah and Elias Moore, aka Smoke and Stack, are returning home to Clarksdale from their time in Chicago. The twins have worked as the two best hitmen for gangster Al Capone and have arrived to purchase an old sawmill from a supposedly former Klansman, Hogwood. They have plans to turn it into a juke joint to attract members of the black community. Hogwood starts disrespecting them by calling them boys, and the twins quickly intimidate him and make him apologize. Smoke tells him if they see any of his Klansmen people around their property, they will kill them immediately. Back at the church, Sammy reports to his father that he already finished his work for the day. Jedediah asks Sammy for his help to give a sermon the next day. He makes Sammy read some Bible verses to help him have more faith. Sammy tells him that he is going out for the day as he wants to refresh himself from all the work he has been doing. Jedediah tells him that being in the house of God is more important than playing music for drunkards. Before Sammy goes out, Jedediah warns him that if he keeps dancing with the devil, one day he is going to follow him home. Smoke and Stack then arrive to pick up Sammy. They go to a place where they are hiding their truck full of alcohol, drinks, and equipment they need to open their juke joint. They open it up to find a rattlesnake inside. The twins quickly manage to kill it and throw it out. Smoke suggests they set up the place tonight but open up the next weekend since they are already late to get all the things they need for the place. But Stack objects and says they need to open up tonight with a grand opening. The two split up, with Sammy going with Stack to hire another musician while Smoke takes the truck to buy more stuff. Smoke goes into town to get help from his old friends. He pays a local girl to watch the truck for him and honk the horn to notify him if anyone tries to steal something. He goes to a shop to meet his old friend, Bo Chow. He is there to buy some catfish for the night and for Bo's wife, Grace, to help create a sign and provide other things for the opening night. Smoke then hears the truck's horn and goes outside to find two men trying to steal alcohol. Smoke quickly shoots one in the ass. The man apologizes when he sees whose truck it is as people in town know of the twins' reputation. Smoke then shoots the other one in the leg to show he means business. He gives Bo some money to take the men to the hospital. Meanwhile, on the road, Sammy asks Stack about what happened to their abusive father. Stack tells him that Smoke killed him after he knocked Stack unconscious. When he woke up, Smoke had already buried him. Stack tells him that their father used to beat them a lot. Sammy thanks him for the guitar they gave him and is surprised when Stack tells him that the guitar used to belong to a very famous blues singer. Sammy sings a blues song for Stack, and Stack quickly gets amazed by Sammy's voice. Stack and Sammy go to the train station to find an older blues harmonica player, Delta Slim. Slim refuses to join them as he has more important thing he needs to attend to. Stack manages to get him on board by offering him Irish beer that they are going to sell and another $40 to play for one night. They attract attention by having Slim and Sammy put on a performance. Stack invited everybody to come to their juke joint tonight and have fun. After they finish their performance, Sammy meets Pearline, a married woman that he flirts with and invites to the juke joint's opening. Moments later, Mary, a childhood friend of Smoke and Stack, and former love of Stack, approaches the guys. Mary is upset that the twins never sent their regards or flowers for her mother who passed the day before, as she had been like a mother to the twins. Stack makes a rude comment, making Mary leave in anger. On their way back, they see a group of black workers, whom Slim recognizes as some of them used to play blues music with him back in the day. He tells them a story about his old buddies. One day he and his other friend Rice get caught for vagrancy by the sheriffs in town. They took them to prison and made them play music all night before they took them to rich white people's houses. They played blues music for them and got paid well. While Slim spends his money on drinks, Rice takes all his money to pay for a $2 train ticket. He ended up getting caught by Klan members, who robbed all his money. They then falsely accused him of killing two white couples, and they brutally lynched and killed him right there on the train station. The three make a stop on the road to find another old friend, Cornbread, and hire him out of a cotton plantation to provide security for their juke joint. Smoke goes to the home of his estranged wife Annie, who practices voodoo. The two lost a child years earlier, which is part of the reason for their time apart. Annie claims her voodoo practices have kept the twins safe. Smoke asks Annie to come to the juke joint to cook food for the attendants. Smoke and Annie then proceed to have sex. Bo and Grace leave their shop for their child, Lisa, as they go to help at the juke joint. As the sun is going down, An Irish man named Remick runs to the home of a racist couple, Bert and Joan. Remick sees a clan member's clothes before he convinces them to let him in by offering them gold in exchange for protection from Injuns. Soon, a group of armed Choctaws approach the house and tell Joan that Remick is a dangerous man, but she refuses to listen to them. The chief hoped she didn't let him inside her house. They see the sun going down and quickly leave. Joan goes back inside to discover that Remick is a vampire, and he just turned Bert into one. They proceed to turn Joan as well. The brothers open the juke joint with a large crowd, including Pearline, turning out. However, they spend a lot of money just to get the place open and running. Stack and Annie convince Smoke to let some people pay coverage using scripts. Mary shows up at the juke joint and is allowed entry due to being considered family, as well as being 1/8 black on her mother's side. Stack tries to escort her out, but Mary refuses to leave. He tells her that he got her a rich white husband and a farm to go to. Mary says she didn't ask for any of that, as she still loves him. Stack tells her that he loves her too, but he wants to keep her someplace safe, and being with him will not keep her safe. Stack has Sammy play his music. He puts on a soulful performance, which entrances the whole crowd. Sammy's music is so powerful that he is able to conjure spirits. Black musicians across different time periods and cultures are shown in the juke joint joining in the celebration. The joint visually appears to burn down while everyone continues dancing. This draws the attention of Remick, Bert, and Joan. Sammy ends up taking Pearline to a room where he performs oral sex on her. The vampires approach the juke joint under the guise of being musicians who heard the music playing and wanted to join. Remick says that they have no affiliation with the clan and believes in equality. He tells them that they have come to just join them and have a good time. The trio play a bit of music to convince them to let them in, but Smoke is suspicious of them and denies them entry despite them offering payment. Back inside, Smoke tells Sammy that he have a good talent, but also tells him that this isn't a good life to live. He tells him that he has a good father, unlike their father. He suggests to him that if he loves making music, he should make church music and leave all this evil thing to them. Sammy refuses to listen to him and tells him that he will lead his life the way he wants to. Mary decides to go and talk to them herself since she knows the brothers could use the money. It is revealed that the brothers stole money from both Al Capone and the banks and made them blame each other while they open up the juke joint with the money. Stack lets her go after he gave her a gun to defend herself if anything goes wrong. Mary goes out and finds the three singing a song. Mary is impressed by their music and asks them if they have any money to spend. Remick gives her coins of gold that is from a different place and different time, but tells her that it has good value. He tells her that she can have it, but it is not good for her. When Mary asks why he said that, Remick tells her that money won't fix the pain she is in because of her mother's death. He tells her that he can give her a gift so she can never face the same fate as her mother. Mary senses something is off when Remick's eyes glow red and he starts drooling. Mary pulls out the gun and starts to walk away, but Remick suddenly flies toward her. Back at the juke joint, Pearline starts performing her song, as she is a singer too. Mary returns all fine and asks Cornbread to let her in, which he does. Cornbread then goes outside to relieve himself while Slim takes over security. Bert and Joan lure Cornbread away by taunting him. Mary gives Stack the gold coins before she attempts to seduce him. They go into a room to have sex. Smoke deals with a patron who slashed another man across the face with a razor after being exposed for using loaded dice. Smoke orders Sammy to get Stack, but he is too embarrassed to pull him away from sex. When Smoke goes to get him, he finds Mary biting into Stack's neck. She tries to explain herself, but Smoke empties his guns into her. After a few seconds, Mary gets back up and vows to kill everyone before running away. Smoke tries to help Stack, but he dies, devastating everyone. Smoke and Slim order the patrons to leave the joint, leaving only Smoke, Sammy, Annie, Slim, Pearline, Grace, and 3 other patrons. Annie suggests they move his body outside for safety measures since Mary has risen after Smoke killed her. But Smoke wants his brother to stay with him. Cornbread then suddenly returns and demands to be invited inside. Annie realizes something is wrong and tells him to admit that he is dead. He tries to talk his way in by comforting Smoke for the loss of his brother. Smoke says he has been in and out all day, and he didn't need an invite then. He tells him to walk back to his home. Cornbread then asks for his money. When Smoke lends his hand outside to give him, Cornbread quickly grabs him and tries to bite him, but Smoke manages to shoot him in the face. Cornbread starts to get back up, but the group quickly gets back inside and closes the door. While the group is in shock by what they have witnessed, they hear noise coming from the room where Stack's body is in. Stack ends up coming back to life inside the closet. He asks them to let him out and tells Smoke that he is feeling better now. Annie tells Smoke that he isn't his brother anymore, but Stack gets angry and starts banging on the door. When Smoke goes to get the keys, Stack bursts out and tries to attack them, but Annie splashes pickled garlic on his face, making him flee out of the joint. At that point, The group realizes that they are dealing with vampires. Grace tries to go outside to get Bo, but the group stops her and tells her they need to wait out the night. They start to prepare garlic, wood, silver, and holy water. They gather all the weapons they have to help slow the vampires down. They ask Annie how Stack can move or talk after he was killed. She tells them that when someone is killed by vampires, their soul will be stuck in the body and will be cursed to live with all the hate. Smoke asks if he can bring them back if he killed the one that made them. But Annie tells him that they will continue to live on even if he kills Remick, and the best thing they can do is free their soul by killing them. Sammy asks how they can be killed, and Annie tells them that the only way they can be killed is with exposure to sunlight or a wooden stake to the heart. Smoke asks why his brother died tonight after all they have been through. Sammy says it is because of him, since his father warned that the devil was coming on account of his music. The group tells him that if the devil is coming for him, it has to go through all of them to get to him. Annie makes Smoke promise to put her down if she gets bitten after she has read her fortune. The group then discovers one dead body inside. As Smoke and Sammy take the body outside, they see Remick and the other vampires dancing after they have turned all the patrons. Smoke and Sammy quickly get back inside as the vampires chant and sing together. Annie prepares garlic and orders everyone to eat in case any of them is a vampire. All of them eat, but Pearline says she doesn't like garlic. Smoke holds her at gunpoint and forces her to eat. When Slim eats, he starts shaking and going crazy, worrying the others. He manages to get himself together and tells them that it is because he drank the Irish bear too much, messing up his nerves. The group then sees that where the man was lying wasn't blood, but wine. The man then starts banging on the door, begging them to let him in. Before they can help him, Cornbread catches him and proceeds to turn him into a vampire. Bo then arrives after he has been turned too. He asks Grace to come with him and tells her that everything is going to be alright. Remick approaches with Mary, Stack, Bert, and Joan. He tells them that what they have built is beautiful, but no matter how much money or guns they have, the white people will take it from them when they want. He explains that the brothers were set up by Hogwood, who is the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan, and was going to have Bert, his nephew Joan, lead other Klansmen to kill the twins and their patrons, something that Stack backs up since he has seen Remick's memories. Remick does not adhere to the Klan's racist views and instead wants Sammy, seeing his musical talents as being capable of conjuring the spirits of his own people that he lost. Remick tells them that once they are done with them, they will head to the Klansmen and will slaughter them one by one. Remick offers the group a chance to become vampires, allowing them to live forever and escape racial persecution. When they refuse, Remick suggests that they pay a visit to Lisa at the grocery store. The group gets back inside and tries to come up with a plan. The vampires start circling the joint as they sing a song. Not wanting her daughter to die, Grace shouts and invites the vampires to get in. The survivors gather the stakes, guns, and garlic as the vampires come inside, leading to a final showdown. Grace throws a Molotov at Remick, but he deflects it, setting the joint on fire. The vampires charge at the group as Grace attacks Bo with a stake, setting them both on fire. The group fights and kills some of the vampires, but Remick, Stack, and Mary kill 3 patrons and turn them. Remick tries to attack Annie, but she splashes garlic pickle on his face. She sees all the vampires feel his pain before Stack attacks her. Before Smoke can help her, Remick holds him down and he watches as Stack bites her. Pearline shoots Remick and Smoke goes to help Annie. She reminds him of the promise he made to her, and having no choice, Smoke stakes her through the heart and kills her before she turns. Stack and Mary witness this, and their humanity briefly returns to express horror and sadness at Annie's death. Slim attracts a crowd of vampires to go after him by cutting his arm, to give Sammy and the others a chance to escape. The vampires all bite and kill Slim. As the rest of the group tries to escape, they get found and attacked by Remick and Stack. Stack fights Smoke as Remick attacks and bites Pearline in front of Sammy. Smoke shoots Remick and orders Sammy to run. Smoke and Stack fight each other while Sammy tries to escape Remick outside. Remick manages to catch up to him and claws his face, explaining what happened to his face earlier. Before Remick can turn him, Sammy starts praying. Remick and all the other vampires pray with him, and Remick tells him that long ago the men who stole his father's land forced these words upon them. He hated those men, but still found comfort in praying. He tells him that they will soon dominate the earth and will be the only kind that will be left. Back at the joint, Stack and Smoke continue to fight. Stack overpowers Smoke. He tries to bite him, but the necklace Annie gave him prevents him. Smoke uses this chance to overpower Stack and holds the wooden stake. He apologizes to Stack for not protecting him, but Stack tells him he always did. Back outside, Sammy uses the guitar the twins gave him to jam the silver part into Remick's skull. All the vampires scream as they share his pain. Remick gets angry, but before he bites him, Smoke shows up and stakes Remick through the chest, just as the sun comes up. The sunlight burns all the vampires to ash as they desperately try to get away. Smoke and Sammy watch in horror as Remick screams and bursts into flames before his body disappears. Knowing that the clan is coming, Smoke orders Sammy to get away quickly and bury his guitar. Sammy says he can't bury it as it is the guitar of a famous singer. Smoke tells him that it used to belong to his and Stack's father. Sammy drives back to the church, taking us to the first scene of the movie. Smoke sits and remembers all the people he has lost before he gathers all his high-grade weapons and hides as the Klansmen, including Hogwood, arrive. Before they can get to the juke joint, Smoke proceeds to shoot them dead with a machine gun and fatally wounding Hogwood. Smoke then picks up a Thompson gun and continues to slaughter most of them. The rest tries to escape with a car, but Smoke throws a bomb at them. One of the Klansmen shoots Smoke in the gut, but the bomb goes off and they are blown up. Hogwood is the last one left, offering Smoke money for his life. Smoke asks him for a cigarette before he pumps him full of lead. As he starts to die, Smoke sees Annie's spirit along with that of their dead child. Sammy returns to the church, and we see Jedediah trying to get him out of his sinful life and telling him to drop the guitar. But he refuses to give up music, despite his father's pleas. He ends up driving north with the guitar still in his hand. During the credits, Sammy is shown as an elderly blues musician in 1992. After a performance, he is found by Stack and Mary. They greet him warmly, with Stack saying that Smoke couldn't kill him and making him promise to stay away from Sammy. It is also revealed that Stack made Mary escape just as Annie dies. Stack senses that Sammy doesn't have long left and offers to turn him so he can stay around longer and keep playing music, but Sammy says he has seen enough of the world and is ready to go when his time comes. Sammy plays one last song for Stack and Mary. Before they leave, Sammy says that he still has nightmares from that night, but the time before the sun went down was the best day of his life. Stack agrees, saying it was the last time he saw his brother and the sun, and the last time he truly felt free.